5 ways to nuke your competition in 2023. Hey, my friend, are you a small business owner that loves God, family, country, and capitalism? If so, you're in the right place. My name is Joshua Latimer. Yes, I'm holding a Crystal Pepsi. Do you remember this? And today we're going to talk about 5 ways to nuke your competition in 2023. Look, you don't actually have to be that diabolical and cutthroat in business, but it is competition, right? And you want to win, right? And you want to get ahead. And the thing is the most ethical, good business owners, oftentimes, they don't compete hard enough. And the bad companies scale. They do. A good example, I'm not necessarily saying that Stanley Steamer is a bad company, but in the carpet cleaning industry, everyone hates freaking Stanley Steamer because they view them as like bait and switch, and they have the $17 for your whole house carpet clean, and then they switch it and trick people. And I don't know if that's true exactly, but what I do know is that they scale and that the owner probably lives on an island and flies a helicopter. Okay, I want you to have a helicopter. Do you want a helicopter? Will, do you want a helicopter? They're too dangerous. I have no interest in a helicopter. But I'd like to be able to buy a helicopter. And how do we do that? We have to compete and win. And when the economy contracts, okay, and it gets tighter, we got to get smarter because we always make more money with our brain than we will with our back. Can I get an amen? So let me tell you about Crystal Pepsi. I heard this story on a TikTok, okay? I'm not some genius. I just heard a TikTok on this. I thought it was fascinating. Here's the deal. When Crystal Pepsi came out, it took a big bite into Coca-Cola's market share. I don't know how much, but a lot. In fact, Coca-Cola decided to roll out their own version of a clear cola. But here's what they did that's diabolical, okay? It's genius, but it's diabolical. Coke made a clear cola and made it taste bad on purpose. You hearing what I'm saying right now? They made it taste bad on freaking purpose because psychologically, as consumers kind of went from one to the other, they started associating that gross kind of weird off flavor with any clear cola, which eventually caused Crystal Pepsi to go bye-bye, which I think is fascinating. So I'm not telling you to be a ruthless, cutthroat maniac in business, but I do have 5 things that you can do to nuke your competition in 23. Are you ready? Here's the first thing. Sell speed. Speed is king. People with lots of money that will make high-ticket buying decisions quickly, the core driver for most of them is speed. Yes, they want high quality, 100%, but they want to be waited on hand and foot quickly. They want to go to the front of the line. There's a reason people at Disneyland pay however many hundreds of extra dollars to skip the line. Do you let people skip the line? If you're a small company, oftentimes it's a badge of honor to you to be booked out 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. That's not a good idea. You're leaving gigantic amounts of profit on the table by doing that. Now, on the one hand, it feels like this security blanket. Like, I'm going to be able to buy groceries for at least 4 or 5 weeks. That makes me feel good. I get it. Okay, fair enough. But on the other hand, you should have been charging higher prices, right? Yes, you wouldn't be booked out as far, but you're making double or triple the profit, doing a little marketing, selling a high ticket offer, right? Or at a minimum, sell speed, meaning open up enough room on your schedule, maybe in the mornings, where you can, for way more money, squeak people in quicker. Selling speed is a very simple, it's a no-cost way to create more margin for yourself really, really quickly. And remember, affluent people are less affected by the recession, and they're going to be ready and willing to buy your stuff if it's available. Tip number 2, to nuke your competition, you need to become more findable. Become more findable. I actually was talking to Myron Golden about this idea because he preaches this all the time, and I didn't really understand what he meant. But you know, in my world, I teach that there's 2 types of marketing. There's proactive marketing and there's reactive marketing. Now, I spend very little time talking or teaching about reactive marketing, but I want to make sure that you understand how important it is. So let me explain the differences, okay? Reactive marketing is all the stuff that you do to get new customers, to go, get a brand new, shiny new customer. The problem with it, though, is that I can't control the quantity of deal flow from reactive marketing. I'll give you an example. Google AdWords is a form of reactive marketing. It's good. I want all the deals from Google AdWords. It's totally cool. Let's go get those. But if I get 72 searches a month in my town for my service, I don't have a way to make that 163 searches per month in my town for my service. Does that make sense? Are you picking them up? Will, am I making sense? Okay, so because I can't turn the 72 leads into 163, it's not proactive, it's reactive. But I at least want to get the 72 freaking leads that are already there, right? Proactive marketing is when you do things where you can control the quantity of the deal flow. You know, things as simple as like a door hanger or a flyer or a clever little postcard that's personalized and it's clever and it uses asymmetry and you put it on their door, like a simple thing like that. I had one 4x6 postcard in my cleaning company that did multi 7 figures worth of revenue over many years, and it was ugly and it looked stupid, but because it had an expiration date that was handwritten and it had some personalized prices and it purposely and intentionally did not have all the fine details, which caused curiosity and caused them to call us. And then because we had a refined script that we recorded and drilled in a hot seat and got good at fielding those calls, we literally knew that I could make $4.36 in revenue for every one card that was passed out. Okay, that's a lever. That's a proactive marketing system. And it's an amazing thing to possess. When you crack the code on one, you can make millions, you can scale, right? But proactive and reactive, they're both good. And during a recession, it's critically important that you make sure that you're as findable as possible. There's no reason that your site doesn't have all the citations on it or the backlinks or whatever the SEO guys talk about, which that's not my expertise. But it's also important that we are maxing out our budget on the Google ads, because if you can get 72, of those people a month and you're only spending enough to get 30, don't do that. If you feel like it's too expensive per click, all that means is we have to improve the sales process, sell higher ticket things to even it out. Dan Kennedy famously says that whoever can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. And to a small local business, that sounds like complete crazyville, right? They're like, I don't want to spend more to get a customer. But again, it's the people that are crushing it think differently. So I want to challenge you. Maybe you've been thinking of it wrong. Is that fair enough? Is it possible you've looked at it wrong? Maybe instead of figuring out how to get your click to go down, we figure out a way to get the value of your customer to go up, because your competitors, they're going to pull back when the economy shrinks. You can lean into it when you understand these things. The third way you can nuke your competition going into a slowdown, you're not going to like this one either, is actually to reduce the amount of services that you do. So here's something that always happens. Say it with me. It always happens. When revenue dips, what do small business owners do? They say, I need to add a new service. They say, I'm going to be a dog walker. I'm going to offer babysitting to my customers. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be small engine repair and a transmission mechanic or something. And so what ends up happening is, because the phone calls shrink, your gut reaction is to add more services, thinking the way to make more money is to do more stuff. And it's a recipe for disaster. You can never scale. You're not going to build a sellable asset. You introduce massive complexity into your business, because now when you hire someone, you have to train them on this, but then, well, they kind of have to know how to take the transmission out of the car now, and they have to be babysitter certified and for CPR, so they can go babysit for your car. And they're a professional pooper scooper now, and they're a dog walker now. Look, the way to win is actually to reduce what you offer for a whole bunch of reasons. Ready? Number one, it reduces complexity. It reduces complexity. It turns your business in from a steamship into a jet ski. You can move faster. You can cut easier. It takes away leverage that bad employees have over you, because sometimes you have these superhero employees and they're the only one cross-trained on all the different crazy stuff you do, and you can't fire them even though they suck, and you can't hire a new one and train them on all these things quickly, and because there's a lot of complexity. Look, figure out where most of your money is coming from right now and just focus on that. If you're doing a little bit of revenue from this and this and this, we kill those, streamline this, raise prices, get better at selling it, and we can go faster than our competition. We can move quicker. We can hire and train easier. And there's just this array of benefits, but it is counterintuitive to actually sell less stuff, but do a better job about it. Then when you're marketing, you don't have to choose which thing am I marketing. Am I marketing gutter cleaning or carpet cleaning or retaining wall building or dog walking or irrigation? What am I marketing? You market your one thing. There's a famous story of a company named Ned Stevens, and I think they do more things now, but their whole claim to fame was they just cleaned gutters, but they did like 40 or 50 million a year just doing that. I think you can do $1 million a year just doing 1 or 2 services. Don't you agree? And the fourth way to nuke your competition in 2023 in an economic slowdown is actually to go all in on marketing. First of all, you got to understand that everything is marketing and marketing is everything. And you already are a media company, even if you don't think you are. You already are a marketer, even if you think you're not doing it. Not marketing is a form of marketing. Okay? Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? If you have a zero-touch follow-up system, that's still a system. I'm not saying you need a system. You already have one. It's just bad. It's not that you need to market. You already are marketing, but it's bad. Your culture is marketing. The way you run team meetings is marketing. But specifically when it comes to a slowdown, down, you need to go all in on marketing, because what's the first thing they're going to do when their phone stops ringing? They're going to pull back. They're going to shrink back. What does that mean? It means that the marketplace locally for you is going to get quieter. And I want you to go quadruple down on noisiness at the same time while everybody else is getting quieter. Can you see why this is a good idea? Media becomes cheaper. Ad inventory opens up. People get a little bit less direct mail. And when you start sneaking in, not just to their DMs, but into their mailbox, when you get your messaging right and your sales process right, and you lean into it, you can murder it during this time. Because if you're marketing to affluent people and you're doing it the right way, and you don't do it once and stop, but you do it and you repeat it and you refine it and you master it and you figure it out and you do multi-channel. Maybe you target 3 core neighborhoods that you want to do shock and awe marketing to, so you can be a nightmare to compete with. And yes, you hit them with the Facebook ad and the direct mail and the yard sign, and then you follow it up with a door knock with enthusiasm in your heart, with a good sales practice, with a good sales process to boot. You will literally take off like a rocket ship while everyone else thinks the whole world's on fire. And then last but not least, tip number 5 to nuke your competition in 2023 is to buy them. Buy their company, not buy them. Okay, we're not talking about human trafficking, okay? Calm down. We're talking about buying their company. The average small business owner fantasizes about selling their company, 3 to 5 times a year. It's pretty normal, right? What I suggest you do, and I have in many other videos, is you need to become a buyer of businesses. Do you think you can't buy a business because you have no money? I don't care. Do you think that you're not ready for the complexity of taking that on? I don't care. There is no reason to not have conversations with people about this topic. There's no reason for you to not go into your website right now and add a little tab that says acquisitions. Go do that. Like, pause the video and go add the tab. And maybe on that page is just a simple contact form, but it's useful, helpful, and very clever for you to put that out there. Start reaching out to your competitors in a friendly way, saying, hey, listen, I've heard good things about you. If you ever think about getting out of the business, I'd love to have a conversation, right? We're growing, we're expanding, we're considering buying some other companies. If not, that's great. I'd love to just get to know you. Maybe I can send you some overflow work from time to time, et cetera, et cetera. And you do this. And going into the recession, I'm telling you right now, are you listening to me? You can become a millionaire just from this. You can buy businesses with no cash. We're not going to do that in this video, but there's like 100 ways to buy businesses with like almost no money. There's ways to reduce your risk. You can use things like clawbacks and contracts and all kinds of things to actually acquire these businesses. And people are going to get stressed out. They're not going to do these things. They're not going to be proactive. They're going to put their head in the sand. Their business is going to feel like it's falling apart, and they're going to sell it to you for pennies on the dollar. Now, as sad as I am that they're going to do that, they're going to do that no matter if I make this video or not. And I would prefer if you could buy their discounted assets, and then when we come back and the economy expands again, guess who's in a position of power? You're going to have 2 or 3 or 4 different phone numbers and domain names and brands to drive even more traffic into your business, and you'll be magical and happy, and you'll buy hot tubs and jet skis. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, I hope that adds value to you. I hope it's useful to you. I hope that you believe that you are capable of success, because believing success is possible is one thing, but believing it's possible for you is an entirely different thing. I believe in you. I'm your biggest fan. Leave me a comment. Where are you from? Are you? I'm a Scorpio. I'm a hopeless romantic. I don't know. Tell me something about yourself in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next video.